Get it out of the way, because I know it's not gonna be that bad in the end. The good news will be better. So, front door. This is our bad news. Don't you love that our bad news is like, listen, the front door is a problem. Like, I kind of love that that's our bad news. So sometimes people get locked out. And last week, I think the doorbell wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
for
right.
real, I don't think that the doorbell was working. But beyond that, we've talked about this. It's tough, because even if perhaps the music's playing or we don't hear it, and beyond that, you know, somebody that was late said, oh, I'm glad that you checked your phone. I've been texting everybody. And I said, I didn't check my phone. I just happened to come down to check the door. I don't want to look at my phone during service at all. I don't want to be distracted. I try not to, I'm rarely on the computer. And I certainly want to be present, really present while I'm here. So we need another solution. And so one, I'm going to leave that open. Shira has offered to look at her phone, you know, to go up and down. We have to keep the building locked. We have to. Big Steve had earphones, expensive ones stolen. And there's, you know, computers and art and files here, so we're also responsible to the building. We try to close it by 11:30. So, you know, the solution that we have right now is Shira, who's here almost every single week.
If I'm not, I'll let
Right,
you know.
will
so
let us
someone else
know.
can take mine.
And so, you know, she's willing to go up and down. If anybody else has other solutions, particularly the people that, you know, like to, you know, roll in, start their Sundays, you know, slower, that's totally fine. But let's try to find a solution so that it's not, you know, people aren't being locked out. Isaiah, I think, was locked out for 10 minutes and sat in his car. Like, that's not right either.
Yeah, I know. That, yeah.
Some people get, like, you know, grumpy about it. It's sort of like, they do, and I'm like, it's kind of not the board's responsibility. And then you have people like Isaiah, who's so patient, like, waited in the car, which just breaks my heart.
Yes.
That's not okay either. So right now the solution is our sister Shira's offering to check her phone periodically and go downstairs. If anybody else has solutions, then I'm open to them. Yes, Bob?
That means getting her phone number.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Excellent
No
point.
problem with
Kathy?
it.
So the door is open until 11:30?
Until 11:30, until I come upstairs.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, 11:30, 11:45, depending how, yeah. But
There's nobody at the door now.
Correct. No, you just checked. That's right, and Brother Greg is often like running up and down to the kitchen, but
Right.
it's not a foolproof system, you know?
Right.
It's not, so we're gonna keep working on it. Tithing. So Sister Karen reminds me that periodically we need to speak about it. And my brother Carlos has often preached about it, and so I want to talk about it in that spirit, right? We're doing well, everything is fine. The past few months have been, I'm going to say the past, since mid.
3 months.
Yeah, yeah, has been low. And I'm going to say not tremendously low, right? So we have this goal of having to hit 1,300 every single week. $1,300, that's $1,300, it's a lot of money. And I looked at the banking, and I'd say that we're falling on average, because I averaged everything, and you know, I look at the PayPal online, which is hugely helpful, by the way, and it's about $200 short per week overall. So some weeks we're hitting it, some weeks, you know, we're down at like $800, some weeks, you know, sometimes we get larger contributions, lump sum contributions. So knowing that I averaged all of that, what I would say is I know that everybody, you know, most of you guys are just regular tithers and you're awesome. What I would ask is if you would consider perhaps the people that, you know, you miss a week or you're away or, you know, you forget, the PayPal is awesome. When we check, sometimes I look at the balance and we say, but wait for the PayPal. So the PayPal makes a big difference, and it's the regularity makes a huge difference for us, because that way we have a better understanding of what our funds are. So it's sort of better to have a smaller amount on a regular basis, if that makes sense, rather than, you know, if you're feeling like I don't have the money or, you know, this isn't the right time for me. And everybody comes to this decision themselves. I just want you guys to be aware of where we are. I feel like it's our I don't know, like
Responsibility.
our board, yeah, our board duty to keep you up to date.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
You
And
guys
it
are
is all
awesome.
of us, we're not like paying people. It's-
Right,
It's
right.
all of us.
Right,
there.
right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
So, fun stuff. Brother Raleigh is going to be doing some videotaping of people that would like to have a message for Reverend Ed. His celebration is coming up in 2 weeks. Reverend Carlos is gonna lead it, it's gonna be awesome. And so we have a book that we're gonna be able to write things in. We're debating whether or not we're putting the photographs in. If you were not here last week and want your picture taken, I have some pictures from the website, but if you want your picture taken, you know, come to me and we'll take it right after service. Raleigh's perfect, thank you. Raleigh can take pictures and do video. So we're gonna do it in the downstairs, one of the downstairs offices. You know, where the board meets, where that desk is, there's an office back there that's lovely. If you would like to do a brief, you know, Reverend Ed, this is why we love you, that's what Raleigh's gonna be doing today. And then last week we spoke about the massacres in the mosques in New Zealand. And Sister Shira offered to write a letter. And so she and I were corresponding a lot this week. And she would like to read aloud the letter from our community that will be going, this is not the letter that's going to the main unity, there's a separate one, but this is the letter that we're asking to be passed along. So she would like to read that and I would like to hear it.
Yes.